What a great run up the market has had. I am looking for a spot to average down again on other positions. Let's talk about the charts and see where that may be. This is Mike, the tactical stock scalper. All right. So we're going to start off with the Qs, as I'll be looking to average into QQQY when it is time. So overnight, we have this gap up, as you can see right here in the daily time frame. We didn't even mess with the moving averages. It gapped up, so there was no resistance there. Isn't the market beautiful? And it has since taken off after it gapped up. Now, typically when this happens, sometimes the market will come back down to either the gap level, which would be around 360, or it may fill the gap entirely all the way back down to that other green bar. We are looking for a pullback because, as you see here, currently on the Qs, we've had a series of lower highs and lower lows. So we are looking for a pullback at some point here. Will it get up to this trend line? Now, this trend line is just for observational purposes. This is, not down to the penny by any means, but it just gives me an idea of where some resistance may be since we have gapped up over the EMAs. So we're looking for this to form a lower high here if it's going to continue on with what it has done for the past few months, and then we'll come back down to a lower low to maybe the 340-ish area. That is one possibility. Another possibility is we form a higher low. So we just come down, maybe fill the gap at the 100 period moving average. You see this red line right here. Maybe we just come back down there, fill the gap, and then form a higher low, and then take off from there and maybe break out of this downtrend. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So I'll be looking to see what happens over the course of the next couple days. We have Apple earnings today after hours. So will that cause the market to pull back tomorrow? And maybe we can get our opportunity to average in on QQQY tomorrow or Monday. Let's take a look at SPY, and then we're going to look at Tesla and the VIX. Actually, we're going to look at Tesla first. So we're going to pull up Tesla here on a daily time frame. A little messy here on this chart. I apologize there. We are looking for Tesla at some point here to rise up and get to this 200 period moving average that you see the purple line there around 230. It may stall before there. If you see the 20 period moving averages in white is coming down. So we will have to see what happens with Tesla. Let's look at it on a weekly time frame to get a little better view of this. So you see where my arrow is? That's where I went in and averaged down on TSLY, which looks like it was the right move as we are bouncing off this 200 period moving average on the weekly time frame. We did not close and get below the 200 period moving average, so Tesla is still bullish, although we do have, again, this series of a very dramatic series of lower highs and lower lows. So we really need Tesla. If we want to really feel good and that she's really back on the bull, we want her to break 300. That'll tell us that we are now having a higher high, right? Because it's getting above these other levels here. So we'll just have to wait and see how Tesla plays out over the course of the next coming weeks. But feeling really good as far as Tesla, QQQ, and QQQY. Let's look at SPY and JEPY. So looking at SPY in the overall broader market, we got over this 420 level, which has been so important. And here currently on the weekly time frame, we're being held by this 430 level and the 20 EMA, which you see there is in white. 430 level is a pretty important level that really essentially started this downtrend and on this move to 420 and 410. Let's look at SPY on the daily. SPY also gapped up overnight, gapped up over the 200 period moving average. It didn't even mess with it, just gapped up. We were getting stalled here at the 430-ish price tag. We are looking for a pullback sooner rather than later. As you see, all the EMAs, the 100 period moving A, the 100 period EMA and the 50 EMA that you see there in green and red that we're butting up against. We're looking for a pullback, and that will be a great time to enter JEPY. Just have to see how it plays out. I do want to look at the IWM chart because I will be getting in IWMY here shortly. Maybe next month, but let's take a look at IWM and just kind of see what we're dealing with here. Now, IWM has been extremely bearish. As you see, we're below all the moving averages. Now, we're just starting with the gap up again today to get above the 20-period moving average, which is a good thing on the daily time frame. We'd like to see this hold and start going higher, although we have another gap here in this market that will need to be filled at some point. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to be filled right now. The markets can continue just to rip up, and it doesn't have to fill this gap or even come to gap resistance, but it may. Typically, if it doesn't fill a gap soon, it's a while before it gets there. IWM is interesting because it really ranges rather well, as you see here. I was back trading. If you see all these lines back here, I was doing a lot of trading on IWM way back then. I didn't even realize I was still on there. That's awesome. So, as we see here, we really range on IWM. I think this is a good spot to get in it, in all honesty. But I need to wait. I'm waiting for a pullback and see what happens with the IWMY. So I'm kind of torn. Do I get in it now? Do I wait? I'm just going to wait a little bit here. And if we get a pullback, I may jump in at that point. So IWM is looking ripe. I'm liking it, and I'm definitely going to like IWMY, I imagine. Let's look at the VIX. Look at the VIX on a daily time frame to get a picture of it. Okay, so here's the VIX. As we all know, the VIX it moves contrarian to the markets. When the VIX goes up, the markets go down. When the VIX goes down, the markets go up. How we knew we probably had a bottom in the market was we had this sell-off at the $23 level on the VIX. And if you look high, or if you look here, the VIX started going down right in here, okay? And the market was going down. So they were moving in concert, and that's how we kind of knew that something was awry. They move opposite of each other. When they move similar, like when they both go down together or both go up together, you know something is awry and something is about to change. So we knew we'd have a bottom there. Was it a short-term bottom or long-term bottom? We don't know yet. Time will tell. But it did signal a bottom, and thank you to the VIX for helping me with these trades. If you like my content, I would really appreciate a sub on my channel, and maybe even give a thumbs up to let other people know you like it. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, just let me know. Drop it in the comments, and I will send you a link to my Discord server. This is Mike, Tactical Stock Scalper, out.